Customer Success Convos. Join the biggest names in customer success for a video series that brings together leaders within the field to discuss the latest trends, innovative insights, and most effective strategies within customer success right now. Hosted by Vish Walia. Whether you're new to customer success or a seasoned professional, Vish and his guests will leave you with actionable advice, takeaways, and top tips to enhance your customer experiences.
Jyo, why don't you tell our audience about your journey in customer success?
I think when we're growing up, we all want to be doctors, engineers, we want to be firefighters, policemen. No one thinks that growing up they'll become a customer success manager. But I'm someone who's very passionate about customer success. I didn't know what it was when I was a kid. I didn't know what customer success was when I had my first few jobs. I was even working as director of customer strategy and doing customer success, but I didn't know it was called customer success. But having said all of that, customer success is something I have grown to love. It's a little bit weird, but I am obsessed with the concept, the idea of customer success. And over the last decade of my career, I've helped startups, established organizations, build customer success strategy, take them to market. And I have loved doing every single bit of it. So much so that I've now written a book called Customer Success Mindset.
Perfect. I agree with you. Like, customer success is such a domain that, you fall in love with it and become passionate about that. And I equally share your passion on that. Now, I love the name Customer Success Mindset. So please tell our audience, what does customer success mindset mean and what it entails?
Absolutely. So we've all heard about the fact that having a growth mindset is so valuable when it comes to individual or organizational progression and profitability. The customer success mindset is a philosophy that I came up with as an extension of the concept of growth mindset. And it's based on two core principles. The first one is the basic human need to be social and the desire for networking and sharing knowledge. So if you look at the business world, people really thrive in giving recommendations and taking recommendations about products, about solutions that save them time or allow them to do their job better, build better relationships with their team, their customers. And those are the things that people talk about in business gatherings and social gatherings. Introductions are made and people win business. But here's the thing, people will only recommend things that they have had a delightful experience with themselves. You're not gonna not like something and recommend it to someone else because your personal reputation is at stake. And so people have to believe in things to recommend them. And as a business, if you want to convert not just a few of your customers, but a majority of your customers into raving fans that can't talk enough about what you do, and that helps you grow, then customer centricity should be left, right, and center of your business strategy. So that is the first core principle, human psychology, that facet of human psychology that the customer success mindset is based on. Okay. The second core principle is the growth model that a company follows. So mostly companies would go in their earlier phases with a product-led growth model or a sales or marketing-led growth model. And companies often think that they have to do one or the other in certain phases of their journey. And most probably they're too late by the time they're starting to thinking about adopting a customer-led growth model. The customer success mindset tells you that customer-led growth as a concept can fit seamlessly into any one of the other growth models that you're following. And it seamlessly complements those growth models. So in fact, if you think about it, the entire premise of customer-led growth is based on the fact that the work of all departments within the company, be it sales or marketing or product, is driven by a common understanding of the outcomes that the customer wants to achieve. So those are the two things that the concept of customer success mindset is based on.
Very intriguing. I like the concept of, you're expanding the scope of growth mindset because it's a proven concept and bringing that into customer success perspective. I know when we spoke last time, you talked about customer success SASE. Now, SASE has, different connotations, but Let me ask you, like, what do you mean by customer sassy? You know,
I think it's a bit of a weird joke within my head, so I think it requires a little bit of explanation. The sassy in customer success is the idea came from the fact that customer success was originally built for SaaS businesses. So that's where kind of when people read the book, they'll know what that little customer successy joke is about. But I think
okay,
everything about customer success is sassy in every sense of the word. It's really cool. Right from the people that work in customer success to the people leading it to the people waving the flag in the world, helping businesses grow with the power of customer success. But I think what really makes customer success effective as a concept and as a winning strategy for a business is that it's a perfect combination of three things:
hmm,
experience, outcome, and value. Those
okay,
are the three things I think make up for the sassy customer success sauce. And if you look at them one by one, when you look at experience, customers will value the experience that they have with you as much as what they buy from you. In fact, there's
absolutely,
research from Qualtrics that says 61% of CX leaders have said that if you invest in a good CX strategy, that gives you better financial results. And that's what every company should be doing, investing in experience as much as they invest in what they do. Um,
absolutely.
the second one is outcomes. So we have to remember the fact that customers invest in certain things, in buying software or whatever they're buying, because they have a reason, they have an outcome or a goal to achieve. So knowing that outcome and understanding the customer's journey using your product or service towards that outcome is really important for a business. And that's what customer success is all about, isn't it? And the third thing then is value. How do you tie experience and outcomes together and give the customer what they want? What does the customer get out of it? Whether it's cost versus benefit or something else, how do you prove value and how do you walk them on a continual journey of value? So those are the ingredients to the customer success secret sauce, if you want to call it that. And that's what will lead your customers to stay with you, to grow with you, and most importantly, rave about you. And that's what I think makes customer success very cool and very sassy.
Perfect. So far, dear audience, we've learned two new things, right? New terms, if I may say. So, customer success mindset and customer success sassy. I'm here to introduce another term, and Joe will explain us that what it means. But in her book, she talks about pride framework, right? So let's ask Joe that, what does pride framework mean and how it operates, in the customer success space.
Absolutely. And I hope I haven't given people too many new terms. Uh, but about the pride framework, I firmly believe, and I think that's what most customer success practitioners in the world believe, customer success is not a department, it's a culture. And like any other culture, customer success is built using a combination of values and behaviors. And building values and behaviors requires a consistent, conscious effort from the entire company, not just the customer success department.
Yeah.
So, with all of that in mind, I came up with something called a PRIDE framework, and this probably reflects on my love for acronyms. But PRIDE is basically a step-by-step framework for customer centricity that helps you assess where you are in your journey towards being customer centric. And then what are the next steps that you need to take in order to continue to build, enhance, and grow that journey towards being more customer centric? And how does that impact your business? So like I said, PRIDE is an acronym, and each letter in the word PRIDE signifies a step in that process. So P is for prioritizing the purpose, which is leadership buy-in. R is reflecting on your current state. Where are all your departments at in their understanding of what customer success is all about, or all the outcomes that your customers want to achieve. I is for incentivize. How do you build it into your growth program for employees, rewards, and recognition, and all of that? D is discovering your customers' needs. What do your customers want from you? What are they trying to achieve by using your product? And the last one, E, is educate and engage continually, because the journey doesn't stop with identifying. It also is a continual effort, like I said. So that's the 5-step framework that I call the Pride framework for customer centricity.
Beautiful. Now I understand, the meaning behind customer success mindset, right? It is such a cohesive framework that you have put, and each letter in the word pride is a strong building block to build a strong customer success mindset. Let me ask you this, right? There are a lot of customer success. Perfect. So let me ask you this. What suggestion would you give customer success leaders who would like to build customer success teams or building customer success teams with a strong mindset and customer success sassy teams?
I think without even thinking, the first thing I'd say is it begins with your hiring strategy. Are you hiring based just on past credentials, or are you looking for runway in terms of learning and hunger to grow? Those are some of the things that I look for when hiring for my team. And especially when you're talking about a department like customer success, where good is differentiated from great by one's ability to think on their feet, be empathetic, emotionally intelligent, have good conversations, have great conversations, and be able to lead with authority. So hiring, I think, is the first step. And then once you've hired the right people as a leader, it's your job to make sure that you educate them on the fact that as the customer success team, they're part of a department that brings the work of all other departments together into a single consistent experience. So I always think of, if you're baking a cake, then customer success is the whisk, and the work of all the other departments in the company are like ingredients that go into the cake. So you want to put in good quality ingredients, but you also want to mix them well into a single, consistent, and delightful experience for your customers. And that's exactly what the customer success department does. So it's very important that your people understand that they're the bridge between the customer and the rest of the company, and all of that work is brought together by them. So do they understand important metrics related to the customer, and how do they convey that to internal teams and all of that? And that education as a leader is it's very important that you give that to your team. And then the last thing I'd say is people thrive on incentives and rewards. They like to be appreciated, to be motivated. So looking at a rewards and incentives program that celebrates customer centricity is very important.
Absolutely. Last but not the least, what advice would you give CS practitioners on building a strong customer success mindset?
It's a great question. I think I'll say two things. When the first thing is, when we're building a customer journey, I think we divide it into phases. It's pretty standard to divide it into phases such as onboarding, adoption, then renewal, expansion, and the cycle goes on and on. We do that really well. Most companies do that really well. The part that people miss is an understanding of what those phases in the journey means to a customer. For example, when you look at onboarding, for me as a CSM or as a company, for us, it means telling the customer how to use the product, understanding what they want to achieve out of it. But for the customer, it could mean having to learn something new, devoting extra time in their job to learn it. And maybe the use of your software and what they do with it is something that they're getting measured on. So that's a lot of pressure. And that is just an example of the phase onboarding. So knowing what each of those phases in the customer's journey not only mean to you, but also what they mean to the customer is really important. That helps you bridge the gap in understanding and really consistently move them and seamlessly move them into the next phase of their journey. That's the first thing. I think the other thing that I'd say, and this is probably like my biggest tip for any customer success program, whether you're a business trying to build one or you're a customer success practitioner trying to build a customer success program, is shift the goalpost from renewal to advocacy for your team. I think most of us strive to serve our customers because we can't risk losing them. We want the renewal. So the goalpost is the renewal. But just imagine, what if that was not the risk? What if the risk was people don't become your raving fans? So when you set the bar higher from just winning renewals to actually winning loyalty, then that's when you experience the magic of all the work that you put into being customer-centric.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Customer Success Convos. That's it for this week's episode. Join us again next time to learn more about customer success tips and takeaways from industry leaders.